Yeah. What's good, everyone? It's your boy JJ back with another special video. Last time we went to Agrabah, which was really nice for what it was, just a little something. But this time we're gonna go through something very major because we'll be returning back to Reagan and Gordon. Now, why? Because the story hasn't been finished yet. Now, before we begin, be sure to follow me on all the socials such as Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, my live reaction YouTube channel, and of course my main YouTube channel. Without further ado, let's begin. Now, right before we enter Reagan Garden, there are a couple of things that need to be said. First, as you all know in the previous vids, Riku, Mickey, Aqua, Ven, and Axel are already there in Reagan Garden. And Sora, Don, Goofy, and Kyrie decided to go to Reagan Garden. Why? Because Donald messed up some shit, goddammit Donald, on the gummy ship and blamed Sora like usual, and now they need repairs. And Goofy, my boy Goofy, knows that Sig is the man with the plan when it comes to the gummy ship. So they go to Reagan Garden. Now the second thing that we also need to discuss is that we get the following.
So why are you back?
Nice way to greet your old partner in crime. So, why do you think the old geezer took us back? He must know we backstabbed the organization when Xemnas was running it.
Xehanort doesn't care about you or me. To him, we're nothing but empty husks. The old organization was the same. Xehanort needs 13 vessels to hold his essence.
Husks? Not me. You up for another coup?
Oh, please, you couldn't do it last time. You gotta play it smart, like me.
What? You're not smart?
Well, you heard what Marley said. I don't have to be smart.
Or capable, or likable, or attractive. A cereal bowl would make a better vessel.
Whoa now, you are way out of line. I am extremely imposing, when I want to be, which is admittedly almost never.
Why haven't you gone to any worlds? Are you slacking?
Course not, I got benched.
Huh?
Cyax brought Vexen on board. They must be planning to use replicas.
Those wind-up toys?
Oh no. The replicas are way more real than you remember. I mean, one stole my spot.
Of course it stole your spot. You're dumb as a brick.
Hardy har.
Vexen's latest replicas are no mere puppets. The Riku replica we used in Castle Oblivion was just a prototype. The next replica, the one crafted from Sora's memories, was real enough to join our ranks. And Vexen claims the new ones will be human in every way. If he ever finishes them.
Oh, the thing is, I kinda told Sora and his nitwits that we're ready. My bad.
Let them believe as much.
Ugh, Xemnas.
If they think that we have all 13 darknesses, then they will panic. And panic leads to a lack of preparation.
Yeah, totally.
Why is this thing a member again?
Hey now, pointing is rude.
The first 6 members of the original organization were all apprentices to Ansem the Wise, and the 7th and 8th members joined thereafter. The 13th member was Roxas, a Keyblade wielder. So, what about you? How do you suppose I chose numbers 9 through 12?
Because our hearts are uber powerful.
Wrong. You have been brought together for another purpose.
What? So that we can rot away on the bottom rung?
You're in too? What is this, organization rehash?
I happen to play an important role. No one benched me.
You were listening? So not cool.
One must hold one's cards as long as necessary.
What important role? That stupid box that Zigbar claims is real, but won't tell us a thing about?
You'll just have to ask Zigbar that. Now then, Xemnas, what is this purpose? You didn't invite us back for old time's sake.
You four are going to reveal your greatest secret, the ancient Keyblade legacy that slumbers within you.
Huh?
Now, some things to clarify though. First of all of them are talking like usual, but we do not have Xemnas and Luxor in that entire cutscene. They're just not there. It's just Luxine, Malusha, Demix, Sayax, and Vexing. That's it. Overall, what they should say is the same, but with some minor changes. First, Demix and Vexing, they do say in the cutscene that they're not part of the 13 chosen vessels, and honestly, I think that just needs to be a bit more clear as to why they were not chosen. The reason why they weren't chosen was because they were found a terrible dark secret. They don't have the same blood type.
Dun, dun, dun.
Sora, Dawn, Goofy, and Kairi arrived at Radiant Garden. Sora and the other two, who shall not be named, were wandering around because they were like, where the others at? As the trio continue to have their conversation, it dies down a bit as we focus on Kairi. Because Kairi was looking around as the surroundings started to feel a little bit familiar. And then she had this tingling feeling in her heart, like something warm. Like my grandma's pasta sauce. That's thought she made, but it turns out that she just got it from Stop and Shopping Seg. God damn it, Grandma. Then Sora calls out to Kairi, telling her not to stay behind, which snaps her back to reality. Eventually, the gang make it to Merlin's house. Inside Merlin's house, we see Sig and Eric doing whatever the hell they're doing. I don't really know what the hell they're doing. But the main point is that we run into some goddamn Final Fantasy characters. No more. Put them in the goddamn game, not just DLC, you bum. Now, as you all know, based off the previous Radiant Garden video, I don't know jack shit about these Final Fantasy characters. That's why I hired a consultant from Accenture to save my ass. He is already consulting Square Enix to fix their Final Fantasy problems. So who do we have? Who did we bring? We have the grandson of the great Nomura-san himself, Reagan.
Hello there.
Hello there.
What should be done with these Final Fantasy characters is to keep their core characteristics and personalities from their games while making them fit into the Kingdom Hearts franchise, which is something the previous games have struggled to do in my opinion. And that's what I'm trying to accomplish in this rewrite, but we'll come back to this later.
Eventually.
Sora begs Sig, please help us! Our gummy ship exploding! Sig was like, get your sorry excuse of a Keyblade Master on my sight, you bum! Intergalactic space exploration is no playground!
One eternity later.
Eventually Sid decided to help them out, and he said that he's going to need parts to fix the gummy ship, and they're scattered around Radiant Garden. It turns out since they're all around Radiant Garden, they decided to split up. However, there was a problem.
A problem, you ask? Yes! The problem is that Kairi will get lost in Radiant Garden and will end up becoming a damsel in distress again. Long story short, Eric decides to go with Kairi to be her guide and find the missing gummy parts. With that, Kairi and Eric left, while Sora, Dawn, and Goofy went to a different direction to find the parts. After a minigame later of finding the goddamn gummy parts, they return to Sig, and Sig starts fixing up their gummy ship.
Now during the time Sid was fixing the gummy ship, we get a little backstory. Sid explains that his dream was always to go around exploring other worlds and space. However, he never got the chance to do it in life.
We now switch gears to another ragtag group. Aqua, Ventus, and Axel, just wandering around doing something of importance. So in a sense, they get to this area because this is where Aqua found Terra last time, before she fell into the realm of darkness, and they're trying to figure out where he's at. Now you all probably wonder, Aqua, Ventus, and Axel. That's a weird combination. Holy shit, now they say it out loud, it is a weird combination. But whatever, we'll just roll with it. Now, as they go around exploring Radiant Garden, which should be playable, and you get to play as whoever you want, it's up to the player, and that means you get to fight Heartless. As for the conversational topic though, it should be Axel explaining the hidden lore behind Radiant Garden. You know, because he was born there originally, after all.
Another interesting scenario that can occur is that Aqua, Ventus, and Axel run into Cloud. Of course, they don't talk to him. They just go their separate ways because they don't know him. While Aqua and the gang were going around doing whatever they were doing, Tifa shows up for some reason and asks the group a question. Have you seen a guy with short spiky hair running around anywhere?
Aqua of course responds, I know a person with spiky hair. He was near the mansion.
Hearing this, Tifa gets excited and asks Aqua to guide her where he was. In short, Aqua leaves Ventus and Axel behind to help out Tifa find the spiky hair man.
Ventus and Axel should be wandering around talking about the good old times when they met. Ven should be asking Axel what happened to his friend that was always with them back in the day. Axel explained what ended up happening to Syx, and now he's part of the new Organization 13 now. Ven should say some kind of sappy line like, don't worry, you'll get your friend back for sure. In a sense, they built a bit of an understanding with each other because they both got friends they want to bring back. And it ends up as the following.
Need a hug?
Jokes aside, to cheer each other up, and since they got nothing better to do, they decide to have a little spar. AKA, this is a mini boss where you could play as either Ventus or Axel to fight each other.
Meanwhile,
it's time we move to Riku and Miki, where they're just chilling hanging around in the lab with Leon, Yuffie, and Zexion. Their hope was to see if Ansem's computer could have any potential information regarding Terra's disappearance. This is like the dumbest shit I thought of to this date. Holy shit. The only reason why I'm using this idea was because Ansem's computer knowing everything was established in Kingdom Hearts 2. Even though it showed that it didn't know shit. So I'll be rolling with it. But by the Nomura-san's grace, Zexion actually found some information about Terra on the computer. Now, as a player, you guys do not know what this information is just yet.
But it's something so incredible to the point where Yuffie literally runs out of the lab to follow up on that point.
meanwhile,
Aerith is running around Radiant Garden, trying to find gummy parts while grabbing Kyra's hand and dragging her ass with her, so she doesn't become a damsel in distress again. While exploring around, they run into a surprise, Aqua and Tifa. Of course, this is a perfect chance to build up the relationship between Kairi and Aqua. Why? Because it's been hinting at the game, but sadly in the original, it never really been established. For this to work, we need to think of this as a conversation that eventually becomes Kairi venting about her issues to Aqua, aka this is therapy.
Why don't you get right down to business and tell me what's been bothering you?
In short, Kairi talks about her problems. For example, even after all the experiences that she's been through traveling through the different worlds with Sora and getting stronger from it, it's still not enough. And she still feels that she couldn't protect Sora, and in the end, will only get in his way. In other words, Kairi is having boy trouble. Hearing all of this, Aqua just calms her down, and acts a bit more like a mentor. Not truly a mentor, but just a bit. But guides her to find some solace in herself. And there we go, their relationship has been established further.
However, Kairi and Aqua isn't the only reunion we need to talk about, but also Aerith and Tifa. The first thing that should be apparent during this interaction is that Tifa and Aerith are good friends. This should have already been established previously, but we're going to explore it a little further. For example, we established that they're in kind of a love triangle relationship with Cloud. And let's be real, they will without question. Now, this is showcased by saying the same pretty bullshit about loving Cloud, aka
Cloud is mine! No, he's mine! He is my man! Get away from him, you.
And of course this is all in their heads because they have self-restraint. Another thing that should be established is that Cloud has been missing in action and neither know where the hell he is because of plot. We'll come back to this way later. Now before Kairi, Aqua, Arif, and Tifa get the chance to just relax a bit and talk things out, Yuffie comes out of goddamn nowhere and says, "Guys, you're not gonna believe what I found out." But sadly the player doesn't know what they're talking about yet. And we pan away from the scene.
In a deserted high post area in Radiant Garden, we see 12 dark portals, where all the organization members starts to appear. More importantly, Zeringer comes out of the portal and summons an army of heartless and nobodies and ambush. Thanks, Venegas! Then Zeringer says the following: "The Keyblade War is closely among us, but we sadly want darkness short. Now go! And find my 13th vessel." To be continued. No! Like my grandma's.
Oh my god.
Oh, fucking up so bad.
Point where Yuffie literally lunges. Oh my god.
Lungs.
What?
Cloud is mine! No, he's mine! He is my man! Get away from him, you. Beep.